A lot of people ask me, what kind of cameras do you use to shoot your dangerous automotive show? Well, I'll tell you. Mostly, we use this kind of large format digital video camera. We also use this kind of mid-range digital video camera. This is an audio-free thing called a lipstick camera, and this is a point-of-view camera we can actually just stick anywhere. We also use this kind of consumer-quality video camera that maybe your mom owns, but truthfully, this kind of camera doesn't always take the prettiest picture.
4 people have graduated from the Driver Rehabilitation Center this year, but 14 of our cameras have been destroyed in the process.
If we still have enough cameras left to shoot the end of this episode, you'll see me name the finalists for our unwanted title, Canada's Worst Driver.
The remaining Canada's Worst Driver nominees are Aaron from Calgary, who's had a valid license for 10 years, including the 2 months he was in a coma after being hit by a distracted driver.
Crossed the solid line.
Oh.
Next, we've got Shirley from Cape Breton, who's had a valid license for almost twice as long as her daughter Janice has been alive.
Go? No.
Now meet Sly. He's a delivery man and a dad who got his license 17 years ago in Lethbridge, Alberta.
Was that?
And finally, young Afia from Montreal has had a license for just long enough for everyone she knows to think she is
Canada's worst.
Canada's worst.
Canada's worst.
Canada's worst driver.
Deciding on which 3 drivers will be in our final episode is the job of our experts. I'm talking about our legal expert, Cam Woolley, our therapist, Shamala Kiru, our head driving instructor, Peter Mellor, and our high-performance driving instructor, Philippe Laterno.
The next challenge for Canada's Worst Drivers is to drive into this concrete maze and then drive out.
And the car they'll be doing it in is our highly uncollectible Plymouth Horizon. The drive starts headed towards a sharp left turn, which the car can't make. So, repositioning S-turns are necessary.
All the way to my right, which is not very far, then all the way to my left, until I'm in a position where I'm about to hit.
And then straight back to where I'll have to do an S-turn again.
All the way to my right.
In fact, I have to make a lot of S-turns to get past this corner.
Come on, buddy. There I go. I'm clear. I don't mind my tire touching that.
At the end of this laneway, I have to get inside here and turn the car fully around.
Come on, car. Come on, come on, come on.
There isn't enough room to easily turn around, so I'll have to go back and forth a few times.
I go back, I go forth. I go back, I go forth.
And then I go back and forth some more.
And I'm out. And that's it, basically.
Getting past the final corner is just as time-consuming as the first time I did it.
And straight out. Now, can Canada's worst drivers get in there and get out without melting down?
Aaron will be the first to try.
Trying to take as much space as I can.
On the first corner, Aaron is already scraping.
No, backwards.
Lee's advice saves some paint temporarily, but when Aaron gets to the turnaround area, he's hitting almost every time that he goes back and forth.
Oh.
When Aaron arrived here, he relied on his father.
Back up.
And he's relying on him still.
Good, 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 good.
It is easy to sympathize with Aaron's situation,
Oh. Okay, swing the other way.
but perhaps he just shouldn't drive.
Go that way a bit.
Go that way?
Yeah. Toward. No, don't roll, don't roll.
Aaron is still an unsafe driver.
I would still get confused.
Yeah.
I'm still processing it all.
Sly is up next, and somehow he doesn't see the wall coming.
Oh, see, I thought I did it.
Sly might be Canada's worst driver.
Sly's brother-in-law, Fred, wants the man to do an S-turn.
Last turn. Oh, I can't really remember.
If Sly can't remember the S-turn, he should be banned from parking lots for life.
Freak. I gotta quit doing that.
To do an S-turn, you steer
that way, and then you turn your
Oh.
wheels all the way the other way to finish your S.
in the turnaround zone.
How do I get the car to face the other way? Walk me through it, please.
Sly has all but given up.
Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Going back and forth, Sly hits a lot. Headed for home, the tight corner baffles Sly again.
Stuck on there again. Oh, crap. Oh, I hate this. Can't remember all this stuff.
S turn, Sly. Which direction do you want the S turn to go?
Well, I want to get the vehicle this way, don't I?
Where are you stuck?
I'm stuck right there.
Fred wants Sly to admit the truth.
So that's what I gotta say, is that I don't know how to do the S-turn?
Well, do you know how to do the S turn?
Well, I thought I did.
Afia seems as bad as Sly. But with slightly less scraping, she does get herself past the first turn. And in the turnaround zone, she spins the car with only 3 light touches. Just when it seems like Afia may have a new caring attitude, she drives carelessly. Afia chooses to be a bad driver.
I did it in 5 minutes and a half, but I scratched the car, so.
Shirley still relies on Janice.
So what should I do? I can't do it. What would you do?
I wouldn't try to use a concrete block as a pivot point.
That's a hell of a way to turn a car around.
What am I caught on?
I don't
Janice?
know. Oh my God.
Oh, I gotta get in.
Ah!
Whoa, she's driving that thing like it's a rabbit.
At least rabbits think for themselves.
Help me.
Oh my God. I don't know. Just go up and back.
With Janice's help,
Stop.
Shirley does turn around.
Now I should stay where here?
Shirley should stay here in rehab. That's where.
Ron, you are killing. You ripped the whole side panel off of that car.
Shirley isn't ready for big city driving.
I've never done this to a car in my life, even my own.
When we come back, Our annual donut challenge gets a little out of control.
Break, 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 break!
Are you gonna stop?
You know what's Canadian? Donuts! You know what the next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is? Donuts. And it'll be taught to them by our high-speed expert, Philippe Letourneau. I love donuts.
The point of learning this intense maneuver is to teach Canada's worst drivers that they can still be in control of their car, even when they find themselves skidding sideways.
And get out of it.
Okay.
To do a wide drifting donut, you need a rear-wheel drive car and some speed. Then,
I need to let go the gas abruptly.
abruptly releasing the gas makes the car's weight lurch forward. Punching it down again makes the rear wheels spin out. When they spin out, the car's rear end will start to drift around. It's at this point that you must simultaneously do two things. First, you must feather on and off the gas. If you just floor the gas pedal like Aaron is doing, you'll spin out because the rear wheel's rotation speed will be constantly increasing.
See the fine line?
Yeah.
Just to sustain the skid. Too much gas, the wheels spin too fast.
Right.
So at one point, you have to feather the throttle. If you go too hard,
Yeah.
you're gonna end up spinning.
The second thing you must do is counter steer. What is counter steering? Well, the car is circling to its left, but Philippe is counter steering to his right.
What will make you counter steer?
You gotta look where you want to go.
Counter steer. Nice.
It's a whole lot trying to get in the head, but I can do it.
When all of the Canada's Worst Driver nominees can do it,
That wasn't too bad, was
Nope.
it?
it's time for our donut challenge.
Wow. That was easy.
Yeah?
Holy moly.
And for the challenge, we've got our red-hot Mustang, tricked out with some damn cool tires.
Yeah, baby! Cool! Happy Canada, y'all! All right. So I drive in little bitty circles and then I let off the gas, punch, and there goes my butt end. Oh yeah, I remember how to do this. Woo-hoo-hoo. One of us has had fun at the rehab center and it's me. Look where I want to go, which is over there, and get out safely.
Shirley is first to try the donut challenge. Shirley makes an intense face, drives a lap around the leaf, and thinks she's done.
That wasn't a donut. That wasn't a donut.
Wasn't it?
No.
That wasn't a donut.
No, that was driving slowly in a circle.
When Shirley tries again,
Brett, take your foot off the gas. Take your foot off the gas.
she doesn't feather on and off the gas.
Oh my God.
She just floors the gas pedal. And keeps it floored until she spins out.
I just can't get it.
What Shirley does get is transfixed by the wall. And when she stares at the wall, she drives through the wall.
Stop! Do you not have any common sense?
If she wants to succeed on this challenge, she's got to look where she wants to go.
Yeah, one of them damn boxes.
What about them?
That's what I'm looking at.
Well, don't.
She just can't help herself.
Break, 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 break!
Stop! My God! Are you gonna stop? Put your brakes on
Looking where you want to go is a pretty basic concept.
I don't know. My brain just is very slow to get these higher end concepts.
When we come back, the rest of Canada's worst drivers do the donut challenge. Canada's worst drivers now understand how to control a rear-end skid.
Counter steer. Nice.
Because they've learned how to do something that car lovers call donuts.
Well, at least I've mastered how to do donuts.
Afia is next in the donut challenge.
She was the best in training.
When Afia tries the challenge, though, she consistently counter-steers too much, too soon. Watch this. She's not spinning out, but she is turning to the right. Afia's turning to the right because she's looking to the right.
It's not working. Okay, so I just have to look where I want to go.
Without an expert beside her, Afia is unable to perform this tricky maneuver. Afia still says she's a good driver, but only in theory.
I can explain to someone how to do a donut, but I can't do it myself.
Aaron is up next.
Okay, I'm ready, Sonny.
Instead of going around the maple leaf, Aaron drives into the maple leaf. Aaron's problem is where he's looking.
Keeps staring at that maple leaf, and guess what? He keeps hitting it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
When Aaron's not looking at the leaf, he's often looking at the wall. Aaron needs better focus.
There was a perimeter of boxes and colors, and maybe that was getting me all confused.
Sly will be the final donut driver.
I don't know what it is about this challenge when I start getting hungry.
The sensation of doing a donut is so unique that driving in a circle could not possibly be confused for it.
Was that doing it right?
Unless you're one of Canada's worst drivers.
Okay, what happened there?
Same thing.
We asked them to do donuts, but some people just drive in slow circles saying, I think I did it.
Is that it?
Nope.
See, I mean, how can you not think that you're spinning?
Because you're not.
I absolutely think Sly's going to make it to the finals.
Oh, Sly's a guarantee in the finals.
When Sly does start spinning his rear wheels,
There you go, there you go.
he starts hitting the maple leaf. And it doesn't just happen once. It happens a lot.
See, I don't know what is it about that stupid leaf that ends up me looking at it.
Sometimes we get people to do donuts, and sometimes we just don't.
This car is
It's
not...
not the car, Sly.
Sly needs constant help.
Get the training, but nothing seems to sink in.
When we come back, Canada's worst drivers do a slalom in reverse.
I am not a backwards driver.
When they arrived in rehab, none of the candidates for Canada's worst driver could do a simple slalom course at 50 kilometers an hour. Today, we've set up the slalom course again, except this time, we're not giving them a speed limit, we're giving them a time limit. The bad drivers have to go up and down this simple course in less than 30 seconds. And they have to do it in reverse.
And the car they'll do it in is the car they've been driving every single episode. Our freshly painted Dodge Challenger.
Can they do it? Can I do it? Can the car do it? We're about to find out.
Without a practice run, my first attempt is clumsy with unnecessarily wide turns.
If I'm not talking very much, it's because I'm a bit stressed out by this whole thing. Yes, that's how you get turned around fast. Not the prettiest run in the world, but the goal is to get through it without hitting anything in 30 seconds. Come on, young husband. Wow! Time!
My time is exactly 30 seconds.
Not bad. Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Shirley's first up, and to make the symbolic foam figures more relevant,
Don't kill me.
Janice's face is on 2 of them. When Shirley goes, Janice can't look, but her mother weaves slowly through the slalom in both directions. Oh, sure, she tries to go fast, but when she does, it doesn't really help her. The good news is Shirley makes it back without hitting anything.
Am I over? Yeah. Did it 30 seconds each way.
To see if they can pass this challenge,
Faster, faster.
we're giving each driver 10 attempts.
It's trying to get that speed up, see?
Trying to get her speed up, Shirley launches a foam woman way up.
Oh, frig.
Shirley hits a lot. But keep in mind
Oh,
that before coming to rehab,
damn it.
Shirley couldn't reverse at all.
Janice, I couldn't even back in a straight line.
Shirley fails. But she knows how much she's learned.
I really am proud of doing that.
On Afia's first run,
Oh, good job, good job, good job.
she's on pace to be done in 30 seconds.
Keep it up.
I'm impressed.
4 seconds left. 3 seconds left. Don't tell me
Sorry.
how much time
Sorry.
I have left.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
On her second attempt, Afia is on track again, but speeding up for the finish line, Afia spins out. Afia needs to understand that speeding makes her lose control.
Ooh, she's getting wild.
Wild is just another word for reckless. Afia again says she's a good driver, but only in theory.
I know exactly how to drive, but I can't drive.
Aaron is up next.
What happened there?
I just don't see where I'm going.
Here at the Driver Rehabilitation Center, we don't like to create challenges that no one can pass. But this challenge is starting to seem unpassable. Aaron fails every single attempt.
Confident if I had one more run at it, I would be able to do it. Okay, maybe 2 more runs at it.
Sly recently told us that he has something called nonverbal learning disorder. People who live with this condition often get confused when driving backwards.
Freak. Oh. Oh, freak. Oh, I can't drive backwards. This is crazy.
We've been trying to teach Sly reversing skills. But the sad truth is,
I can't do this.
Sly may never grasp driving in reverse.
How do you do this?
At home in Lethbridge, Sly tries to completely avoid reversing.
I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. Freak, I'm sorry. I am not a backwards driver.
For his next attempt, Sly tries using the rearview mirror.
Okay, see, that doesn't work either. I can't do this. Oh.
Fred brought Sly to rehab to help him. But now Fred is starting to think that quitting driving is what would actually help Sly.
Oh, I hate this.
Other symptoms of nonverbal learning disorder include not being able to navigate. Sufferers also have a difficult time with mathematics on the page and a harder time with applied math.
Whoa.
People with nonverbal learning disorder can legally drive, even though they have a very difficult time judging speed. Sly has been through a battery of tests.
Crap. Sorry.
But no doctor has ever recommended that he give up driving.
10th time's a charm.
On Sly's final try, the result is heartbreaking. For his own safety, Sly needs to consider quitting driving.
Man, oh man. At least good thing these weren't real people.
When we come back, Canada's worst drivers operate the largest vehicle in our fleet.
I think I'm gonna need one of these. Before baseball players go up to hit, they swing a really, really heavy object. That way, when they pick up their normal bat, it feels really, really light and they can hit it out of the park. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to drive a really, really heavy vehicle. That way, when they get in their own car, it will seem really, really light and really easy to handle.
The course starts with something we call the Circle of Frustration, where drivers have to do one lap around this precariously stacked tower of rims. Next, a straightaway takes them to a dead end. From there, they must reverse all the way to this docking bay where they deliver their cargo.
Okay, driving an enormous cube truck. Here I go. Am I gonna make it around that pillar of rims? Ooh, no. But that's okay, because the S-turns will get me there.
After 4 minutes of circling and repositioning, I get around the pillar of rims and move on to the straightforward section. It is tight, but
straightforward, piece of cake.
It's easier than the upcoming reverse section.
Ah, reverse?
To plot my route, I get out.
Right, okay, so I just whip it around into there all the way to the loading dock.
To prevent my front end from swinging into any obstacles,
I want to take reverse turns as tight as possible.
taking the turn tight keeps me well clear of this red car.
Okay.
And it leads me to the final turn. When I make it around that turn, it's a straight drive into the loading bay.
Oh yeah, man! I'm in! Hey! I made it! You want some beer? Here.
I made it in 16 minutes.
Now, let's see how long it takes Canada's worst drivers to make their deliveries.
Aaron is up first. And in the circle of frustration...
Nice.
He doesn't get frustrated.
Did good. You did good. You didn't tag anything.
There's a new air of confidence about Aaron.
When he gets to the reversing section...
13 minutes to here.
Aaron confidently takes the turn wide.
You're up against the car, Aaron.
Well...
To get repositioned, Aaron starts battering anything that gets in his way. When he does finally get past, the final turn takes Aaron 10 minutes.
Slow it up. This must be a union job.
Lee may sound unimpressed, but he's actually very happy with Aaron's progress.
I think he's gotten, a lot out of this program and that, and, I'm very appreciative of it.
Sly starts by checking out the course on foot.
I'm going to be honest. I really honestly don't think I can do this.
To see if he can do it, we've asked Fred to not help during this challenge.
Is this another S-turn thing, or what do I need to do to get through here? Hello?
You'll figure it out.
Am I doing this right? Oh, I guess not.
Now the right thing would be getting out and moving the downed rims. But Sly keeps going until he gets wedged.
Freak. I'm stuck.
My concern for Sly might be greater than any concern I've ever had for anyone in rehab.
Fred, I know, shares my concern. Fred won't get in the car with you at home, right?
Correct.
And after all of this time in rehab, if you go home right now, are you in the car or out?
I would drive.
Oh.
Afia is up next. Getting around the circle of frustration, Afia only hits one thing.
Well, look at Afia. When we first met her, she was jumping around and screaming. Now she's quiet, she's focused.
In the reversing zone, the red car does get hit, but Afia stays focused.
Good job.
The key to Afia's success in this challenge
26 minutes, 20 seconds.
is that she's actually trying.
The difference in her attitude from her audition tape to now is like night and day.
Afia might be this episode's graduate.
At least I don't hit as much as before.
Shirley doesn't know where to begin, and she's still next to the start sign.
Put in drive.
All the way to the left.
Yeah.
En route to the circle of frustration,
Hey, you're gonna hit stuff. You're gonna hit stuff.
Shirley doesn't want to hit stuff.
So I want to quit.
And with that, Shirley quits.
And I promise I will never drive a big vehicle like this. Ever. Even in an emergency, because I'd cause the worst thing.
When we come back, the Canada's Worst Driver nominees learn which of them will be in our final episode. In our Cube Truck Challenge, Sly got in some serious trouble, and I told him that he should consider quitting driving. Then Fred told him the same thing.
Is that what you were going to tell me on the plane?
Yep.
What?
That no one in my family can drive with you.
You're serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, do you think that I'm deliberately being a bad driver?
No, I do not think you're deliberately being a bad driver. I think you're genuinely a bad driver.
Wow. If your kids aren't safe driving with me, why would my kids be safe driving with me?
Now it's time for me and the experts to determine who should be in the finals for Canada's Worst Driver. And we'll start with Sly, who doesn't want to defend his performance in the Cube Truck Challenge or the reverse slalom or the concrete maze, because he knows.
Putting me in the finals is the right thing to do.
All right, we can do that.
Okay.
Putting Shirley in the finals is also the right thing to do.
Do you deserve to graduate this episode?
No.
Aaron is a potential graduate, but he repeatedly hit our big maple leaf in the donut challenge.
I was not looking where I needed to go.
That's the #1 rule, man. That's what we've been trying to teach every episode.
I like bright and shiny colors, so I was a little bit distracted by that.
See, when you say you get distracted, you don't like bright, shiny objects. There are a lot of those out on the road, and they're called other cars.
Absolutely.
Aaron did well driving our cube truck.
I feel more comfortable in something larger because you guys have given me the tools and training that I need in order to drive it properly.
Like Shirley and Sly, Aaron wants to be in our finals to see if he can drive properly in public.
That's what I need. I need to see if I can take the skills that have been taught to me here at rehab and apply them to real life.
Afia drove every challenge this episode better than anyone else.
Afia, you did really well.
I'm just happy that I didn't hit as many items as I used to.
You look really focused, and you look a lot more serious behind the wheel, and that's, for me, a big plus.
Overall, there's been such a huge change with you. I saw such a shift in your attitude, in your body language.
I thought the road belongs to me, before. I didn't care about other people, basically.
Clearly, yeah.
Now you seem to be enjoying trying to drive well.
Now I know that I'm responsible for my driving. Driving is a privilege. The person who gave me my driver's license didn't give it to me so that I can hit people.
According to Cam, Afia should be this episode's graduate.
Who else thinks it should be Afia?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, from the challenge today, I think she's definitely the one who should deserve to graduate. She did relatively well in the donut challenge, took her time with the cube truck.
I'm not going to deny that she drove every single challenge better than the others.
You don't believe her?
No, not in the slightest.
I think she's reached the stage now where she's actually enjoying driving well.
I just remember the woman who told me openly and casually that she lies.
I don't know. I believe her. I think she sold herself a particular way at the beginning of the show, but I don't think that's who she is today.
I would agree with Shamala. She looked like she was taking this seriously, and just her driving was so much better. I think we got through her.
Every single year on Canada's Worst Driver, we've gone into the finals with 3 people. This year, I'm pitching we bring 4, because I don't believe Afia, and I think that we should see how she drives in public before we believe her.
In the end, the experts and I agree to disagree.
Sometimes my opinion just isn't shared by the other experts on the panel. And tonight is one of those occasions. The vote, frankly, went 4-1 against my opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm the person who gets to make the announcement. So maybe I'll say what they think, and maybe I'll say what I think. Tonight, the person who graduates is you, Afia.
Before coming to rehab,
Leave me alone!
Afia was so casual about the multitude of accidents she'd caused, she didn't even count them. Unless they were massive.
I haven't caused any accident except for the 5-car pileup.
Afia was so reckless on the streets of Montreal.
Oh gosh, he wants to die!
She thought other people on the streets wanted to die.
Oh my God.
But after succeeding in some of rehab's toughest challenges, and after opening up with our therapist,
I know it's not the right attitude I'm taking, but like lately, I just find that it's like a protection for me, and it's wrong, I know. I need help.
Afia has promised that she will change her careless driving style.
From now on, I won't ever do anything but look at the road, and my 2 hands will be on my wheels. Before coming to rehab, I was a reckless driver, careless driver, and now today I'm a responsible driver.
I really hope she's telling the truth.
I'm out of here! So I don't care.
Good for you, Afia. I really hope you're much safer in the streets of Montreal.
I will.
There she goes. Next episode, I will be driving through the streets of Hamilton with these fine folks. Then, one of them will be named Canada's worst driver.
On your mark. Where are you going?
On the next and final episode of the country's most dangerous motoring show.
Oh, crap.
We see if the nominees can reverse in a straight line.
6.
Oh, crap.
We see how they handle our annual Mega Challenge course.
Watch where you're going!
Then,
stopping on the highway.
Once everyone takes me for a drive in public,
Left on Victoria Avenue.
we will name Canada's worst driver.